in the soil, but yet manage it so that in the spring, when you want to be out there planting, if you could lower the water table and then raise the water table so that the growing crops could access the water, and then when you come back in the fall to combine, it would be nice to lower the water and harvest and then raise it back up, limiting the amount of water that flows out of the tile system. We can do that with these things, drainage water management things. These metal boxes that are placed in the ground, and you put plastic logs in the structure, and it raises the water level, and then when you want to, you pull them out, and the water level goes down. I have an EQIP program contract to put this in a field that I recently tiled, and I'm excited to see what it does. It's very practical. You can put it in large-scale fields, put in several regulators, and then you can farm right around them. But what we do with the tile water is pretty important too. So much of the tile water that I emit, I try to put into a wetland like this. This is a constructed wetland that receives tile water and grows a lot of willows and weeds and ducks and geese and other critters. Never gets to the creek. In some areas we have surge basins. The tile water comes in from the right, it exits on the left, and this will be covered with a thin layer of soil, and you can actually farm it in a dry enough year. If you have a wet year, it's going to flood, but it's made to flood and made to hold tile water so that it doesn't reach the tributaries and lakes. We also have just plain retention basins, like cities have, stormwater pond. This is a farm stormwater pond. Bioreactors, wood chip bioreactors, receive the tile water that's filtered through the wood chips, reduces the nitrate by about a factor of 5, and then it goes on its way. Another question, how do you place hog manure in a strip till system? Usually hog manure is put on the ground, or dairy manure, and then it has to be worked in. I wanted to get away from that, and the MPCA decided to help me experiment with that, so we got a grant, and I wanted to base the rate of hog manure on the phosphorus need of a corn crop, not nitrogen, because if you have 50 pounds of N, P, and K in 1,000 gallons of hog manure, if you put on enough to meet the nitrate needs, phosphorus is going to be way out of whack, way too much. So we're shooting for phosphorus. And we wanted the bottom line and yield to be just as good without tinkering. So we were going to go for 7,000 gallons per acre and 1,500 gallons per acre in strip till. We needed to look at the tile system. Now, this is a tile system on St. Olaf land. There are 3 separate areas. This one, manifold dumps here, and then this field. And they all discharge in the same place, so it's very convenient to monitor. So we went to work and sampled the water to make sure it had no E. coli. We verified that, no E. coli at all. And we had to invent a machine that would put manure down in strips. And we used the Soil Warrior row units, hooked them up to liquid hog manure instead of dry fertilizer, spaced the wheels so they were 120 inches so they'd fit 30-inch rows, and then away we went with this. We had a demonstration day. That red thing that you see up at the top is to help us avoid straw, insemination tubes, rubber boots, plastic gloves, all the stuff that finds its way, dead cats, stuff that finds its way into the manure stream. And what that is just a French fry basket that the manure goes into, and then there's a hydraulic device that flips it out and empties it right on the field. So we keep the manure stream fairly clean so that it doesn't clog up the system. This was the day of truth. We have the honey warrior on the right, and we have the slobber warrior on the left, a traditional manure tanker. So we're going to head down the field, applying 7,000 gallons of hog manure per acre, and it was a lot of hog manure. And this is very close to the town of Northfield. I was praying for southeast winds. Unfortunately, we got a northwest. So the city of Northfield benefited from this experiment. On the left, we had to go in with the field cultivator and incorporate the manure. On the right, we could have come back in 2 hours with a planter and planted because the manure had grayed down and we were able to see that this soil was in good condition for planting. So this is where 1,500 gallons hit. We did stock nitrate testing, and the top line tells the story. At 7,000 gallons per acre, the stock nitrate was 5822, and stock nitrate should be between 700 and I think it's 2,000. So we were way off on nitrate over application. With the 1,500 rate, we were a little bit below optimal.